like I said, second for me, I wanted to review this is a school poster that I created that describes my ethical development of how we develop ethical teams within the school, how we work towards developing an ethical organization. Part of my ethics course story. And the poster design is to outline the steps that I would take when I want to develop my personal ethic. As I mentioned before, how I would develop teams and how it would help to keep the school or the school that I run when I am a principal in an ethical manner. Now, the presentation starts out with an introduction of the school that describes how Edmonds Elementary, we got roughly 120 students in grades pre-K through fifth. I listed the demographics of the school, we took about 55% black, 40% Hispanic, 3% multiracial, 1% white and Asian, and just to give just an overview of what the school profile looks like. But I'll go right into the important part of the post to this. How would I develop my own personal ethics? Of course, as a leader, as an assistant principal, and as a leader, I have to follow the duty code of ethics for educators, which outlines my behavior and the behavior I expect out of the staff. But the Georgia Ethics Code of Ethics only really gives guidelines on what we do not get in trouble, not to break the law. There are four lenses that we can look at through ethics to ensure that we're maintaining personal, appropriate personal ethics and ethics within the organization. Ethics of justice, of course, in that lens, we look at whether or not there are laws in place. When we decide to make decisions, whether there are laws in place to apply to that particular situation, and if they're not, find out why, find out if those laws are in place, who they apply to, the ethics of the chief. Ask that we as leaders make sure we consider, social injustice in the processes of what we do, and if we find that students and staff are treated, unfairly according to law, we should challenge those laws in our practices and as we interact with other leaders. The ethical care, of course, we want to make sure that all those numbers are very important for us as leaders, that we make sure we don't prioritize the numbers over the actual care of the individuals who are designed to help us do instruction. And finally, the ethical profession. And the ethical profession actually asks that we take all three of those lenses and align them with our own personal ethics, so that in the course of professional practice that we're doing what's best for the organization. Me, myself, I consider myself a person of honesty. I consider myself, I have integrity and growing in my competence. I feel like I'm a confident person. We can never learn or know too much. I feel that it's important, though, that I understand that there are some biases that I innately have just on my age and my range, my upbringing, that cause me to sometimes have bias towards others, because I may feel like their ethics don't match mine. I work in a community that's highly transient, a lot of drug use, things like that. But we also have some very good students. But what I try to make sure of is that I have to develop an ethic where I understand that it's important that I maintain an environment where all of our scholars receive a good education, that they all have an opportunity to be great citizens, and that can't happen if I don't treat them in a way where I'm modeling the appropriate behaviors. That number one, you expect to see as a principal out of me. That's number one, and then the community expects to see, in a school leader that's, caring for the children in our community. Now, as I continue to develop that goal of, creating or improving my personal ethics, from time to time, things may happen that may change my view and how I will approach different problems and situations. There's some things I can only bring in as principal. If there's a concern in the school, I can't go to staff members. I have to understand that when I bring that issue to you, that I have to, maintain confidentiality. I have to maintain, integrity. But most importantly, we still have to remember the most important thing is for us, move students. So one of the things we do here, and as a principal, I will continue to do, because it's one of our requirements, what we do is to develop a strong school leadership team. And the purpose of that team was just that. It would just, collaborate to make sure we are, moving forward in our school improvement efforts, making sure we review all of our performance data, make decisions that are related to establishing the kind of policies that are good for all students, whether you're high performers or low performers, and also put policies in place to help staff become, more effective teachers, so that our students gain the benefits of the professional development and things we provide for them. Now, as I'm a member of that team, and as a responsible member of that team, I have to make sure that I create a cooperative environment where team members are free to be honest with each other. They understand the importance of how they should interact. We should avoid any pitfalls that relate to conflict management, while understanding that there are times where conflicts may not have anything to do with the actual problem at hand. They may be related to the interpersonal relationship between the members of the group. So in order to make sure that happens, as I facilitate those meetings more and more, I will make sure that teams that we schedule, time just to look at our practices to understand, where we are as a team, how are we being effective, where are we not being effective. Create measurable tasks so that everyone on our team has a task to accomplish, but make sure that that task not relative or related to that individual alone, so that we don't have any failures in the process. So that if a task falls behind, there's a team of people that can come in and undergird and help that person. To acknowledge and discuss any group moves we may have as far as when people aren't getting along, and to make sure team members are able to give input on how effective we are as a team. Now, my belief, and I have in this graphic here, and I apologize for you not being able to see this. That's so me. The graphic says it just shows that effective ethical leaders. Right. Here we go. Boom. So ethical leaders, create ethical teams, create ethical schools, and of course that's good for all the whole community, our students, our staff, and our stakeholders. So in developing those strong teams, the goal of that is, of course, to always develop an ethical school. And that's part of my plan this year talks about how would I do that. And there are a bunch of the researchers that I use here. Johnson is one of them, Strike is one, but one of my responsibilities is making sure there's a positive ethical climate in the school at all times. And the way I have to do that is I have to model my behavior in a way that's required by you as a principal, that is modeled by a district. But most importantly, it's modeled according to some sort of frameworks that are in place. And those frameworks, of course, I went over the ethical justice care and the profession and critique. But at the same time, we as a school, we have our own ethic of what we expect. I want to make sure that I lead in a manner that the school center versus center, teacher centered or adult centered, so that we can make sure that we are providing for the entire community and not just for ourselves. What are our challenges in the whole process? I listed two main challenges that we have. One of the challenges is student self-culture. Develop an actual ethical organization. It's important to pull together characteristics that help us to operate as a virtual school, meaning that we set our missions, work towards our missions, we communicate to our students what we expect, we communicate to our staff what we expect, and we tell the community what they're going to get out of the process, and constantly share the benefits for everybody. Well, one of the issues that we have, student self-culture, that we have a lot of fights. And it's not just a school problem, because it's a community problem. And that subculture of students, that subculture has taken over, I think, in our district, because, we have to change our strategies for addressing students and those types of issues, to where we set up covenants to where our students understand that violence is wrong, they shouldn't hit each other. Things we propose here in our school all the time. We have to reach out and make sure the community understands that as well. The next challenge that I listed here, or the second challenge, is our challenge from the district. I mean, there's a high emphasis on meeting data, gaining numbers, getting student growth, and we don't ever want that demand to overshadow, what we do as leaders and leading the team and having an ethical school. We don't want students and teachers to do anything that would be unethical, that would prevent others from being successful. So as we address those particular challenges, as I address those challenges from my lens, I hope to develop a more successful school culture, a virtual school culture, and most importantly,